White women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared.
Big black guy chose small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
I just want to know, why is so much race play going on? Why is this lady, her name is Gabriella, talking about, yeah, I want you to put a big black baby in me? Is that what people that date outside their race do? Is that what y'all do?
Men like Shannon Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's, how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was your old ass?
This girl was just 16 during the COVID days. Let that really sink in. She's younger than Shannon Sharpe's youngest kid. She could literally be his granddaughter. That alone has everybody feeling disgusted. But it gets even creepier once you hear about the stuff Shannon was allegedly into. From the looks of it, this girl wasn't some girlfriend. She was basically a paid worker. In one of the text messages Shannon himself shared, trying to prove things were cool between them, Gabriella straight up mentioned asking for $25,000 for each cheek. Yep, you heard that right. And it gets even nastier. Other texts show Gabriella telling Shannon she wanted him to put a big black baby in her, and even saying she wanted to put her tongue in his brown balloon knot. You know what that means? If you know, you know. Let's be real. Nobody's buying the idea that this 19-year-old was genuinely into Shannon like that.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like it.
It's looking way more like she said those wild things because he specifically requested some next-level race play stuff. Now, whether this whole setup between Shannon and the girl was fully consensual from start to finish, or if it spun out of control somewhere along the line, that's for the courts to figure out. But let's keep it real. Shannon is looking real bad out here in these streets.
It's becoming more and more clear to me, in my opinion, that he has a race fetish. He has a fetish for that type of dynamic. Think about it. This was a 19-year-old white woman when he met her. I don't know any 19-year-old white woman that's running around hollering about a big black baby and baby gravy. Shannon was a 54-year-old big black grown-ass man from the backwoods of Georgia. Gravy sound like some shit he's familiar with. Big black babies, he probably seen a few in his day. Born in the backwoods of Georgia where he grew up with his grandma and all them other folks. But I just don't think that came from her. Now, is she repeating it back in those text messages? Yes. That's why he released her messages, not his. Peep that. Okay? We haven't seen what his responses was. And I guarantee you, when they post those messages, y'all gonna see. All of that race started with him. It's a fetish. And he could only play that kind of stuff out with a young girl. He couldn't, like Monique was trying to tell him, get an older gal. Older gal ain't going for that. They was going to immediately know he was a freak and a weirdo. A 19-year-old don't know no better. That's why she repeating it back to him, because he said it to her first. Older men, that's why they tend to want to be with younger women. They're more impressionable. They can mold them. They can shape them to be what they want them to be. Do what they want them to do. You let him come to a 40 or 50-year-old woman talking about put a big black baby and baby gravy. We gonna be looking like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, that started with him. Mark my words, it's gonna come out. But that race stuff started with Shannon.
Especially now that Gabriella's lawyer, Tony Busby, leaked an audio clip where Shannon can be heard threatening to choke her. The whole conversation is mad weird on both sides. It even sounds like Gabriella was trying to bait him into saying something foul about a big black man choking a small white woman. But the part that's got everybody shook? Shannon actually sounds like he's into it, which just makes him come off like a total creep.
Well, what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what you did to me.
Okay, well,
Well, what?
I'm telling you, this whole conversation feels off from the jump. Honestly, it sounds like some messed up role play they had going on. But here's the kicker. Even if she baited him, even if it was all part of the game they used to play, she recorded it. And now she's flipping it to say it wasn't all consensual. At the end of the day, Shannon's got no one to blame but himself. Imagine being almost 60 years old, still chasing after 19-year-olds and thinking they wouldn't set you up in a heartbeat. Wild. The level of denial here is just crazy, man. And get this. Now Shannon's out here trying to play the black man card, claiming Tony Busby only targets successful black men. Even if there's some truth to that, how are you going to pull that card when you were literally out here doing race play behind closed doors? Make it
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tried to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
Makes sense. And peep this. Shannon tried to jump ahead of the drama by warning everybody that Busby plans to drop parts of a private tape that play into every stereotype. So basically, Shannon paid a white woman to humiliate him in some twisted racial fantasy, and now he wants us to rally around him because he's a black man under attack? Nah, it's not flying this time. And don't forget, this is the same Shannon who used his platform for years clowning black women every chance he got. But now he's standing around asking for sympathy? Yeah, not happening.
Why is this lady, her name is Gabriella, talking about, yeah, I want you to put a big black baby in me? Is that what people that date outside their race do? Is that what y'all do? Are y'all into race play? Like, I feel like there's probably in the bedroom doing like slave. I mean, I don't feel like that's too far-fetched. She talking about put a big black baby in me. Like, what, I don't get it. What is going on? He needs to address that. The lawsuit. Address why the hell she was saying that and why you were allowing that. Because after she said that, you should have cussed her the out. What is going on, Shannon?
Let's just be real. The only folks defending Shannon right now are other delusional old men who still believe a 19-year-old is genuinely into them for their personality. Everyone else, they're calling it exactly how they see it, and straight up roasting Shannon for being this reckless. But it's not just fans online roasting Shannon for being a straight-up weirdo. Cat Williams is back in the mix too. Remember, Cat literally tried to warn Shannon last year when he popped up on Club Shay Shay. Cat spoke about being scared of white women. And if you really watch Shannon's body language during that moment, it's obvious he knew Cat was talking directly to him. And it wasn't just Cat sounding the alarm either. Monique showed up on Club Shay Shay not long after Cat's interview went viral. And she also warned Shannon about the dangers of getting caught up with women way younger than him. Now, when you line up the timeline from this lawsuit, it's crystal clear. Shannon was already knee-deep with that OnlyFans model when Cat and Monique were trying to drop gems on him. The way Shannon just sat there giggling while Monique was trying to put him on some real grown folk game, man, that should have been the first red flag right there. He wasn't listening at all. And now here we are. Everything's coming back to haunt him. Whether or not the allegations end up holding up in court, one thing's for sure. Shannon's reputation is torched.
And the way Shannon Sharp is moving, right? Granted, he's rich, famous, cool, he's successful in that aspect, but bro, when it comes to a love life, that is not the life I want to live. I do not want to be 54, 40 plus years old, or 54 years old, sleeping with 19-year-old women. Sleeping with women that only want to use me for what I can provide. Dealing with women that could potentially mess up my career, my future, or cause me so much stress. When it comes to dealing with multiple women, there's always problems. It's messy. I want to be as drama-free as possible for as long as possible. Like I said, there's always going to be problems. They can start a rumor about you, and it can mess your image up, it can mess your face card up, or you can even end up getting one of them pregnant. You can be on child support for 18 plus years. I said the same thing about Future a few months ago, and y'all was like, nah, bro, Future can never be lame. He's not lame for doing this. Future is lame for doing the same thing Shannon Sharp is doing, and a bunch of men are doing, period, in general. We make sleeping around as men cool. Like, just being super reckless cool as men, and it's not cool.
Now Shannon's out here fully exposed into race play and chasing after women younger than his own kids. So the next time he tries to hop on a platform and dish out life advice, just remember, his credibility is done for good. And like I said, not too many people are feeling bad for him either. The whole internet is dragging him, and everybody's saying the same thing. He should have listened to Kat when he still had the chance. But hey, he made his bed, and now he's got to lay in that mess. One fan even said when Cat Williams told Shannon Sharp, "You have an unnatural allegiance to losers," little did he know Shannon was the shepherd of losers. Ooh, they're cutting deep out here. Another person chimed in saying, not feeling sorry for Shannon Sharp. This isn't some grand conspiracy to take down a successful black man. This is just what happens when a man in his 50s can't stop making reckless moves. Even if he ends up being innocent, people are still side-eyeing hard. Because what's a grown man doing chasing barely legal girls and OnlyFans models anyway? That's not oppression.
That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. And remember, I told you the story from when I'm in the park.
Yeah.
So these are just the things. I had all of those when I came in. I already was ready for that.
That's straight up top-tier arrogance. But I want to hear from you. What do you think about this whole mess with Shannon? Is he fully to blame for how bad this looks? And what about that whole race play situation? How does that sit with you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're into these deep dives, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and light up that comment section. I'll catch you on the next one. You don't want to miss what's coming. Remember when Cat Williams went on Club Shay Shay and straight up warned Shannon Sharp that messing with white women could land him in deep trouble? Well, he wasn't playing around. He was dropping serious game. Now that clip is blowing up all over again because people are realizing Cat was spot on. And Shannon? He was already tangled up in that exact kind of mess. If you missed it, here's the tea.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I know.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your get your old out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Told you. I told you. I told you.
Shannon is getting sued by a white OnlyFans model who's way younger than him, like crazy younger. The kind of young where she could have been his granddaughter. Word is, this woman was still a literal teenager when Shannon first got involved with her. Now she's coming after him with some heavy accusations, claiming rape and demanding a wild $50 million plus a full trial by jury. And it gets even wilder. Interview turns out that Club Shay Shay interview with Kat was filmed while Shannon was already deep in the mix with the same woman. Now everybody's digging up those old clips, zooming in on how jittery and uncomfortable Shannon looked when Kat started spitting facts. Facts about how fast a white woman could have you locked up before the weekend even hit. Interview. But hold up. It gets even uglier. It's not just the fact that this woman was fresh out of high school and living in Hawaii. The lawsuit claims Shannon was into some wild stuff behind closed doors, including something called race play. If you don't know what race play is, better look it up yourself. No way YouTube's letting me break that down here. Let's just say, after folks found out what Shannon was allegedly into, any tiny bit of sympathy for him flew out the window. Messing with someone that young already looked bad. But dragging race play into it? Man, it took the whole situation to a completely different level of messed up. And make no mistake, according to the lawsuit, this twisted race play was something Shannon asked for. The girl wasn't just some random hookup either. She was basically a paid worker. Shannon allegedly told her to act out some sick, racially charged fantasies. She played along for a while, but then she stopped playing. She flipped the whole situation, making it look like what went down wasn't fully consensual. And just like that, boom.